Hey Pisces, welcome to your general tarot reading. Please keep in mind that these messages can resonate vice versa. All right, so Pisces, the song for everybody was coming up. Also, I bet you start loving me when you see me with somebody else, somebody better than you. The parts that were sticking out in that song were, I can't understand why you took advantage of me. And it's killing me because I have to find someone else when all I wanted was you. All right, so your spiritual as fuck cards are to thine own ass be true. The most common thing that holds people back from health and happiness is the unwillingness to be honest with themselves. True story. It's been unscientifically proven. Owning who you are, what you struggle with, and where you want to be is the beginning of self-love and freedom. Kind of like when Sir Mix-a-Lot finally admitted that he likes big butts and could not lie. His life blossomed after that. It did, didn't it? The secret to being a good human being is learning not to take our shit out on others. Learning to shut the fuck up is a life-changing skill. There's a time and a place to express your feelings, but that's usually after you've taken some deep breaths, maybe like 1,000,000 of them. Once you've figured out what the difference is between your shit and their shit and just shit that happened, not every emotion deserves an action. Sometimes you just gotta feel shit, take note, and let it move through you. If you're speaking when agitated or afraid, you're usually taking your shit out on others. Harming someone else will never make you feel better. It just fucking won't. Don't involve yourself with whack shit. Go on a whack shit cleanse for a week. It's easy. Make a list of whack shit and then avoid it. And then go see how you feel. Examples of whack shit is gossip, comparing yourself to others, drugs, complaining, eating your feelings, eating your boogers. If you really do that, stop it, like right now. All right, so what I'm getting from this, and remember, this could be vice versa. So this could be you from your perspective or the cross-watcher's perspective. Somebody here is either they left a scenario and went to something else, or they've been left, okay? So this is one of those situations of the grass is greener on the other side, or thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. Somebody who's not doing the self-reflection that they need to do. They're not in observance of their own behavioral patterns. With your cards, what I'm seeing here is there may have been swift change or swift action or a choice that had happened with a family, or this could have been a medical decision even that changed something. Somebody could have moved abruptly. Somebody could have switched jobs, moved location. Somebody could have made a very quick decision that changed everything forever. I mean, like nothing can go back to the same after whatever this choice was. Like it may have ended a family dynamic or a long-term dynamic. It could be also, I can't say that it hasn't, I don't see this anyway, is that there may have been a sudden accident that changed somebody's destiny or life forever. Somebody could have abruptly lost a family member or somebody that they care about. If that is you, I'm very sorry. I am seeing that though. So just practice caution when at work or doing things. So the whole song for everybody coming up, and then looking at the cards here, what I'm kind of thinking is that obviously that song is about, well, if you know it anyway, is about two women having a discussion over one man. One is the side piece, the other is the wife. So you may have a situation going on here where you may be dealing with somebody that is married, or you may be married and dealing with somebody outside of your relationship, whatever it is, or somebody is doing this to you and you're married to them. Whichever the scenario is, somebody here is going to be becoming aware of the outside connection. Or it could be that somebody isn't willing to divorce an individual because they are aware that there's a third party involved, and it's kind of like one of those petty things, like, no, you can't have what's mine. Or something like this person might have divorced the person if they would have moved on, but they haven't yet. Or this person may have divorced this other person if they felt that this person wasn't leaving them for another person. But because they feel that this person's leaving them for another person, they may be creating some kind of issues. Or there could be a scenario here of which whoever is having the outside connection is trying to keep their best to keep that outside connection a secret from the spouse. Because if the spouse were to find out about the outside connection, it could cause a disruption in divorce proceedings. I am seeing a little bit of this here. However, there's always two sides of a story, and I feel that there is some kind of karmic scenario playing out here, and if we don't take the time to be observant of ourselves and the part that we're playing in this, whether we are the one that's in the marriage, or we are the one stepping out of the marriage, or we are the connection that is outside of somebody else's marriage, there is some serious self-reflection that needs to happen here. I also see here that there might be somebody that travels or prefers to have long distance connections, because then they don't have to be accountable to that person, or not as accountable, because I can tell you I'm doing this, this, and this, and how the hell would you ever know the difference when you don't live here? You live, 3 hours away. I can lie to you about whatever I want to. I also feel that you may be dealing with somebody, like anytime that you approach them or ask them about something that's concerning you, or you could even just be, asking them a general question like, hey, you haven't heard from them for a little bit, so you're just checking in like, hey, what's up? And this person just jumped down your throat because they are doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or something that they don't want you to ask any further questions about. So they're conditioning you to not ask questions or approach them with that stuff. So if this is the scenario and it's you that's being treated like this, maybe take a look at what this is doing to you and how this is creating an emotionally codependent dynamic. Because especially when we're empathetic and we care about other people, and especially when we deal with things like abandonment issues and whatnot, or rejection issues, childhood trauma in general, we have the tendency to try and address ourselves or change ourselves to accommodate other people's bad behavior. So don't do that to yourself. You really don't allow the emotions to take place, or the fear of losing somebody take over the thought process here, or the digestion of the information here when they do this, because we may be turning a blind eye to a very big red flag. I heard January, something significant could have happened in January. And then I'm hearing we had the club going up on a Tuesday. So something significant may come up on a Tuesday, or Tuesday for some reason may be important to you. Could have been on the 22nd even. Camera or cameraman. Somebody may be collecting evidence. I just got the idea of cheaters in my head. So somebody may be quietly or secretly following another person to gather evidence for a court proceeding when they're going to sue them or whatnot, if they're going to sue them for a divorce. So be careful of that. But, honestly, if we weren't doing it, we wouldn't have anything to worry about, right? I just feel a sense of inappropriateness here. And I feel like whatever drastic measures that have been taken, like if this person, or if there's a person in this dynamic that had up and left, or upped and moved away from a connection to go be in another connection, that shit's not working out. And it's kind of sad, because I can have compassion for everybody in this scenario. I understand, and life happens, and this is all part of the experience of learning how to be, better people, and how we influence other people, and how other people influence us, and how we influence ourselves, and what part we play in this experience we call life. I do believe that we're ultimately here to learn how to be magical, to manifest, how to, anyways, I could go on for hours about that. If somebody here was leading somebody on, maybe lying to them, this could have been an online connection or a long distance connection where somebody had been communicating with another person and lying about divorcing them, or if they said that they were in a marriage, they lied about going through a divorce, or they may have started a separation, but the divorce doesn't actually happen. It's just kind of lingering. It could be also that this person is now, if, let's say, you manage to get closer to each other. This person may be very distant, very cruel. They may just disappear at certain times. They've always got some kind of lame excuse, like, oh, I was in the hospital. It's like, wow, that's like the 5th time you've had a heart attack this week. What do you mean you're in the hospital? You couldn't respond to my text? Like, this person could even have a second phone, or they literally have their phone shut off when they're around their significant other or the other party that they don't want to be aware. So I'd definitely be watching that. Like, if they're around you, be watching how often do they check their phone. There is a secret family here that somebody is giving to, and it's a long-term connection, and somebody I do believe continues to give to them and continues or has the plans to continue to provide for that marriage. They do keep it a secret, however. Somebody here is keeping a secret about how involved they are with their spouse. So they could even be separated. They could be living in different areas or different houses or whatever, even geographical locations. But somebody is still fucking on their spouse to get money or get assistance, or leading the spouse on that they're going to work things out. I almost feel like, yeah, I picked up the snake card to see what I split the deck, and we get another snake card. There could even be somebody lying about a child or a child on the way. And this may be also what ends up being the reason this person goes back to their spouse. Yeah, I am seeing a air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm also seeing a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, an earth sign, which would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Somebody's addicted to this, like they thrill seek. Like, so when things are going really great in their connections, they have to like step out and seek attention somewhere else. Like, so when you're past the honeymoon stage and all that extra, you know, high levels of emotion and endorphins and feel good chemicals, they literally got to go do this again. They got to find it with somebody else. And because like maybe as a child, they may have went through so much trauma while their brains were developing that if there's no chaos, their chemicals don't meet that threshold to feel normal. So it's like they always thrill seek, and thrill seeking are adrenaline junkies, or they may medicate with drugs and alcohol to feel normal. I do feel like there might be somebody who is going to find out some kind of information of somebody else that may have been lying about how bad it is with their marriage or their connection. So just be careful of that. There might be sudden discussions or a sudden change in somebody's moving plans. So if you're planning on moving or planning on taking a trip, that might just suddenly change or be disrupted. Be careful that somebody here isn't trying to purposely get pregnant to trap somebody. That never ends up successful. Or that they're not trying to get you pregnant. I'm hearing it's cheaper to keep her. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of fighting going on. Like, especially if somebody here is genuinely trying to address themselves and change their past behaviors. Like, let's say the spouse who's being cheated on, or the person who's being cheated on, is genuinely trying their best to be like, okay, I'm taking this seriously because you are leaving me. I bet you miss me when you see me with someone else. So maybe they've become aware that you could be moving on, or that you are desirable, and or whoever this connection is. And now they are really trying to address themselves in order to end the conflict or the issues between you and them. I mean, nobody changes overnight. This is especially when we've got a pattern of behavior, and it's cognitive behavioral therapy that needs to be happening here. This person's serious about applying it because they don't want the conflict with their significant other, and they do want to change. Or if it's not a wife or a husband, this could be a long-term connection. And the issue with it is, though, is this person may not know, maybe they don't know about the other connection, and now this person is trying to address themselves and change with the idea that maybe there's a chance, maybe there's hope, not realizing that they are in a competition, or that they've become the mutual enemy of the spouse and the hidden connection. And the hidden connection is doing all this manipulating, projecting, and applying a lot of focus on the marital connection. And that's their way of deflecting the attention from being on them and whatever they're doing. So just be very aware of all areas of this, and don't allow yourself to be blinded by, love or infatuation or this person's impeccable way of making promises, love bombing. And yeah, it's almost like somebody here views the other person as a challenge to conquer, and that's it. Like, once the challenge is conquered, they move on to their next challenge, as they do to their significant other already. It's like, so whatever they're doing, if they're doing this to you or doing this to their spouse, they will do it to you. People, what we do, we live and we behave in patterns. So this is a pattern. This person has developed this as a pattern. This is a behavioral trait of this person. Don't ignore it or make an excuse for it. Take it very seriously, because your future depends on it. No matter what role you're playing in this, whether you're the third party, whether you're the spouse or the spouse being cheated on, the person who is to blame, or is not necessarily to blame, but the person who is doing the infidelities here or encouraging the infidelities, one person in this scenario is a true narcissist or sociopath. That's the best way I can sum it up in a nutshell. Their behavior is not going to change, and this is going to cause like lifelong trauma and trauma baggage to unpack. So, if this person has been known to cheat before, they are cheating again. If this sounds like your story, they are cheating. If this person blows up at you randomly and makes it seem like you're over controlling or always asking too much information, and you're really just being basic, they're cheating or they're lying about something very significant. There's something or someone that is hidden here, and it will come to light if it hasn't already. Don't make any kind of drastic life changes for this person. And if there's somebody who has left you, don't let them back in just like that, because they may just need somewhere to go, or whatever other thing that they were after didn't pan out. So this is just going to be some downtime until they find a new person that they can, go chase a new challenge or whatever. I do feel like this is almost kind of like a dynamic of the universe really trying to mirror this individual, to be like, look, this is you. Narcissist meet narcissist, cheater meet cheater. Pathological liar meet pathological liar. And this is how this person hopefully learns this lesson, that it's really shitty to do these kind of things to people. All right, Pisces, that's what I have for you. I don't know who you are in this scenario. Like I said, I'm not judging. I hope that some kind of information out of here could have been helpful, or will help clue you in on something. But yeah, until next time, please take care. Bye.